On this week's show, pranks are many, pre-production for the new Chevrolet Voltt, and an upcoming Tesla product that's most definitely not a car. And these stories and more coming up next on T.E.N. Enjoying today's show on YouTube? Want to read the articles we're referencing as we go? You'll be pleased to know that we've embedded clickable links through to each and every story in today's show. Just click on the headline for each story in your favourite browser and it will whisk you to our site where you can read the story in full. Watching elsewhere? You'll find the links to each story in our show notes for today's show at www.transportevolved.com. It's Friday, April the 3rd, 2015. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield and I want to turn every map into a Pac-Man game. Yes! Many hours lost. Thanks, Google. So this week, like 2 days ago, we had April Fool's Day, and this year we tried to convince you, our readers, that someone had figured out a way of turning a wood-burning stove into a range extender for an electric car. Meanwhile, Renault, maker of the tiny Twizy two-seat urban runabout, announced the fun, funky side-by-side Twizy, and Volkswagen announced the smallest van we've ever seen to date, the Volkswagen Caddy Maxi Mini. But over at Tesla Motors, there were actually two pranks doing the rounds. The first, the announcement of the Tesla W, a watch with a massive replica Big Ben tower poking out of it, kinda missed the mark with us because it wasn't all that believable. But the second, the announcement of the ticket avoidance mode for the Model S, was a stroke of genius. The premise? That your car would detect a meter maid and perform evasive autonomous driving actions to ensure that you don't get a ticket, or premium parking receipt as they called it, if you park where you shouldn't. Many lols, much laugh. Combined with the myth that suggests electric car battery packs need replacing every few years at a massive cost to the owner, range capacity loss is an often cited reason why would-be plug-in owners don't make the switch. And while it's true that battery packs on electric cars do lose range over time as they age, gradually reducing the theoretical number of miles you can travel on a charge, a new study from the Department of Energy's Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory has proven that while electric cars do lose range over time, even a car with noticeable capacity loss can still meet the needs of around 85% of all Americans' daily travel needs. Plotting data gathered from a recent National Household Travel Survey, the scientists ran some pretty complex computer modelling scenarios based on a 4-year-old electric car like the Nissan LEAF, complete with varying degrees of capacity loss. From 13 million state of charge profiles and use scenarios, it concluded that even if your car has lost 20 or even 30% of its original capacity, the average American could still use it as their daily driver. So, in other words, that range anxiety, it's all in your head. After getting its official unveiling back in January at the 2015 North American International Auto Show in Detroit, the 2016 Chevrolet Voltt range extended electric car is edging ever closer to production. As Automotive News reported earlier this week, parent company General Motors is just beginning its pre-production tests at the Detroit Hamtramck facility, where the Voltt will be made, with the first production models due to roll off the lines early summer ahead of an official August launch. Lighter, more fuel efficient and longer range than the outgoing 2015 model, the new Voltt features seating for 5, not 4, a 50-mile all-electric range and a slightly higher gas mileage compared to its predecessor. It's also far more conventional in its appearance. But the one thing we don't know yet is price. That's due to come in about a month's time, say insiders, so watch this space for more information. Staying with the Chevrolet Voltt for a second, the outgoing 2015 model, essentially the same car we've had since the Voltt launched in late 2010, has been knocked off the #1 plug-in car position in the US sales race by the Nissan LEAF, with sales of the outgoing Voltt seriously throttled by the hype surrounding the soon-to-launch second-generation 2016 model. The current model year Voltt sold just 639 units last month, a massive 56.6% drop on March last year. By contrast, the LEAF, which we know also had a drop in sales versus its performance last year, sold 1,817 models, giving it a healthy lead on the Voltt in the sales chart for the first time since 2012. With the LEAF due to get its own refresh in about a year's time, we're sure the tables will be turned when the 2016 Voltt launches and we get the unveiling of the next-gen LEAF. But for now, well done, Nissan. For the past 5 years, Brits wanting a clean green electric vehicle have been able to apply to the UK government for an instant £5,000 discount off their new vehicle sticker price, with commercial customers getting up to £8,000 for certain plug-in models. But to date, electric motorcycles, be they low-powered mopeds or motorway-capable zero-emission cruisers, haven't been given any discounts at all, something which has caused many motorcycle manufacturers, noticeably Zero Motorcycles of California, to even leave the UK market altogether. This week, however, the UK government announced that it's in the final stages of putting together an incentive package for those who prefer their plugged-in vehicles to have 2, not 4 wheels. And that could offer Brits up to £1,500 off the cost of a new electric moped or motorcycle. Details haven't been ironed out yet, but if you're a biker who wants to be greener, you'll want to keep track of this important story as it develops. As we're sure you all know by now, Tesla CEO Elon Musk only has to make a throwaway comment on social networking site Twitter and the world goes crazy. Oh, and Tesla shares go up or down too. Well, this week was no exception when Musk announced, via Twitter of course, that Tesla would be unveiling a brand new product line on April 30th at the Hawthorne Design Studio in California. The difference? It wouldn't be a car. Since the internet has been rife with all kinds of suggestions from electric pickup trucks to motorcycles, but we, like the rest of the media, think the announcement is most likely going to revolve around a domestic battery pack to help you store energy at home during use peak periods. Right or not, we've got about a month to wait to find out what's really in store. Just because two people are related doesn't mean they'll have the same political, social or religious views. They may even have different tastes when it comes to fashion, food and art. Now we know that rule applies to automakers too, with the announcement to Australian site Car Advice from Thomas Becky, Porsche's Director of Product and Technical Press, that the high-end automaker won't be producing a production all-electric model anytime soon. It doesn't matter that Porsche is owned by the Volkswagen Group, which has spent considerable time and money of late trying to become a leader in electric vehicle technology. Porsche customers, says Becky, just won't be able to drive super fast for long distances along German autobahns, as apparently they're used to doing, if they were in a plug-in car. Haven't driven a Tesla Model S P85 flat out for several miles on an autobahn, we're not sure we agree, but for those who want a plug-in Porsche anytime soon, you'll have to be content with a plug-in hybrid rather than the full-blown electric model. Considering Tesla has that option covered, however, we're guessing you'll choose a Tesla anyway. And finally for today, Californian automaker Tesla Motors might have its sights set on building the world's largest lithium-ion manufacturing facility, but South Korean firm LG Chem has just pipped it to the post as the world's largest supplier of automotive-grade lithium-ion battery packs. That achievement is thanks to a new partnership announced this week with Daimler, who will use LG Chem manufactured battery cells to power its 2016 Smart for 2 electric drive. Previous versions of this tiny runabout have included all different kinds of battery chemistries over the years, but we're guessing the LG Chem pack will also increase the next generation Smart for 2's range beyond the 60 to 80 miles of real-world range the current generation model can handle. And that could make for a very interesting urban, or maybe even interurban, runabout. Well, that's your plug-in Easter egg treats for this week, so it's time for me to go and be a cute little bunny. You can catch us next week at the usual time for another episode of T.E.N. Visit our news site every day at transportevolved.com for the latest news, or join us live online for the weekly Sunday panel show at 1800 hours BST. As usual, there's been a whole lot we haven't managed to fit in this week, including how the city of Indianapolis's electric car charging scheme is in trouble, how some car dealers just can't or won't sell plugins, and how the Black Zombie is the coolest Ford Mustang fastback you're going to see ever. So when we're done, click this link and head to our news site to catch up. That's all there is to say this week. I'm Nikki Gordon Bloomfield. Have a great weekend, and until next time, keep evolving.